Aussie media brand Steve Smith more Batman than Superman after latest ODI loss. Aussie media brand Steve Smith more Batman than Superman after latest ODI loss. Steve Smith walks off looking dejected after being dismissed in Australia's ODI loss to England in Brisbane. Steve Smith has been negatively branded as a lesser-caped crusader, with Australia's Cricket World Cup defence plans seemingly in tatters after losing another one-day international to England. England lead 2-0 in the 5-match series against Australia after winning the second ODI in Brisbane by 4 wickets on Friday, and Australian media aren't happy with their team and its captain. The tourists were relatively comfortable in winning the first 2 ODIs, despite back-to-back centuries from Australian opener Aaron Finch, and Australia have now won just of their last 10 matches, their worst ever 10-game sequence in the 50-over game. Joe Root and Chris Woakes celebrate England's second successive ODI victory against Australia. Australia could still win the series if they win the next 3 ODIs, but cricket scribes across the ditch are already fearing the worst for next year's defence of the World Cup, in England and Wales, after branding Smith more Batman than Superman in coloured clothing as his side continue to struggle in the one-day game. Australia have suffered 15 defeats from their last 22 completed ODIs. Fox Sports questioned Australia's spin plans with Test star Nathan Lyon not playing, why one-day specialist Glenn Maxwell wasn't involved, and even pointed the finger at Captain Smith following his stellar performances during the Ashes series when Australia won 4-0. 4 with the bat and scored 687 runs as Australia regained the Ashes. Smith has been branded more Batman than Superman. Australia's plans for their World Cup defence are a long way off being settled, as evidenced by a second consecutive humbling at the hands of England to start their one-day series. Steve Smith was in the form of his life this summer, enjoying one of the finest ever Ashes campaigns. But going from the whites to the pajamas has seen the Australian captain go from Superman to Batman. Impressive, but human. Smith fell for 18 at the Gabba, trapped LBW by Joe Root and beat on the inside edge. On Sunday he also fell playing outside the line, caught behind to Adil Rashid via an inside edge. Australia coached Aaron Lehmann. Things that don't happen to the 28-year-old in the Test arena, at least not since the 2016 tour of Sri Lanka, seem to happen in 50-over cricket, including a slide in form. Finch's second successive century was again not enough, and the Australian penned their frustrations as the opener's heroics came to nothing. It may be that the Australian team soon sends a delegation to opener Aaron Finch beseeching him not to score centuries. Aaron Finch scored another century but was still on the losing side again. The Sydney Morning Herald's Andrew Wu said Australia see England as the benchmark in ODIs, after their disastrous 2015 World Cup campaign which ended in the pool stages, and also questioned why Maxwell and Lyon weren't playing. Australia won the last World Cup after beating New Zealand in the final in Melbourne. Australia have won just one of their past 10 games, and though the next World Cup may still be 16 months away, Smith's side need to make every post a winner if they are to head to the tournament with confidence. The top 4, apart from Finch, is not firing while the middle order keeps making the same mistakes, even after Glenn Maxwell's controversial axing. There are also concerns with Australia's pace depth, while Nathan Lyon's continued demission from the team is harder to comprehend with every defeat.